that are out on the road, I still recommend, highly recommend, call the signs that are on the road. The bandit signs, call them. The for sale by owner signs, call them. The realtor signs that are in front of properties, call them. Call everybody. When do you call them?
Now.
What's now?
Yesterday.
Like you're driving down the road and you see a sign in front of a property with a phone number on it. When do you call it? Right away. I'm amazed at how many people miss that. Like I've been training this for now over 12 years, and I remember about halfway through, I've been training maybe for 4 or 5 years, and I began to realize that people didn't know what now meant. Swear to God. I had this one woman complaining she had all these opportunities, all these leads, and none of them are coming through. I said, well, what's going on with them? What's happening in your phone call with them? Oh. I swear, she was shocked. She literally stood up in front of 100 people and admitted that she had hundreds of leads on her desk that she had never called and wondered where the challenge was. You've got to call them. So, I made the calls. I made over 100 calls over the first 30 days I was in real estate. And I actually got one. I got my first deal because I set up really good criteria. When you're looking through it, how do you get through 100 more easily? And here's the secret to your success. You've got to set up criteria, meaning specific parameters that you do not budge on. This is what I'm looking for. This is exactly the type of property that I want. These are the parameters that I want in my existence to make sense for me to move forward. Then you can analyze deals in a second. Does that make sense? I had specific criteria. Now, in that, one of the things that people have challenged with, do they throw properties away that really could be good deals? Do they miss properties because they have tight criteria that they don't budge on? Could they miss opportunities? Yes. The secret is that you're going to go through so many of them, it won't matter. There's so many opportunities out there. It will not matter that you miss a couple. You'll be able to grab hold of so much more than you are now simply by building powerful criteria that you don't budge on. I had criteria. One of my criteria is the property had to be completely filled. Is that usually how an investment property is sold? Is it sold empty or filled? It's usually sold empty, depending on what market you're in, where you don't have renters in there because the new landlord, the theory is, the new landlord wants to create their own leases. They don't want any headache tenants being passed on to them, so they're looking for property that are empty, and then they get to make all the rules. I was the opposite. I needed the property completely filled. Why? What? Good money's coming in. Yeah. I had 6 kids looking at me, looking to be fed. I had to make this work. I needed cash flow immediately. Yeah. So I couldn't go a month or 2 months or 3 months looking for a tenant. I needed it in the building immediately. So I was looking for things that were completely filled. Tougher criteria. However, it's doable. Whatever you decide can happen. So I went through this criteria. I knew exactly what I was looking for. I went and called on 100 properties, and I asked a powerful question, and I got this one deal. Now, did I mention whether I was looking at residential or commercial? No. Why? It wasn't in my criteria. I didn't care. I just needed the numbers to work and for it to give me cash flow. So I was open to anything, and my focus was multi-unit properties at the time. So multi-unit properties, 2-family, 3-family, 4-family, 6-family. I was looking at a bunch of different things, and this came up, a strip mall. This was the first property I actually put an offer on. Who here thinks I am now certifiable? Indeed, brand new, 30 days in real estate game, and I placed an offer on a strip mall. People thought I was insane. They thought I had completely lost it. I went, the numbers work. This just makes sense. I went through the numbers. I had about 8 different numbers that I collected from the realtor, went through and said, this is what it looks like. This is actually the listing paper that the realtor gave me when I saw it. You see, what happened was I called a number that was on a billboard, and I asked for the information about the building. Unfortunately, the billboard was in front of another building that did not fit my criteria. So I asked one powerful question of the realtor. Now, a powerful question does not have to be intelligent. It just has to get you the results you want. So the powerful question was, what else do you have? This wasn't magic. This just was an obvious question. It created the results. She pointed to this property. He said, well, we just had this property come on the market, 123 Main Street. If you hear anything on Main Street in the United States, jump. Go. Check it out. Usually it's in the middle of town. So 123 Main Street, I jumped and I took a look at it. It was 10:30 in the morning when I heard of it. At 12 o'clock, I jumped and ran to take a look. By 12 o'clock, I was doing a walkthrough. By 8:30 the next morning, I had placed an offer. Who here thinks that that's massive action? 30 days prior, I didn't know anything about real estate. Take massive action to create massive results. Now, this listing was $769,000 right there alone. Takes most of you out of the game, doesn't it? Why? Why wouldn't you place an offer on a property like this?
Money. Back up.
Money. So let me ask you something. Does money stop you? Anything?
Yes.
Why?
You don't have to.
How many of you are buying property with cash in your own pocket? Outright. Yeah, why? Let me ask something. Here's a model for you. Now, I used to use Donald Trump all the time. Now people are like, oh no, you can't use Donald Trump as an example. Listen, he was a multi-billionaire in real estate long before this whole president thing came up. Just watch what he did in real estate. We can ignore the rest. In real estate, do you think when he went and bought, millions and billions of dollars of property that he brought in like suitcases of money?
No.
Hey, here's $1 billion. Here, I'll take that property in New York. Or did he leverage other people's money?
Other people's money.
So, you'd rather not watch the model of how to be a billionaire, you'd rather pick another model. Is this what we're saying? And just show me a model where you made millions without using other people's money. Getting out of debt is a fool's game. I'll just tell you, there's nobody in the stock exchange, all the big corporations that you know in the world, do they all have debt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm confused. How many of you want to get out of debt? Yeah, why? Why? There is no such thing as, in my opinion, there is no such thing as bad debt or good debt. Because the reality is that until you're making the millions, bad debt, good debt, I don't care. I just use leveraging other people's money. Do I recommend borrow money and go buy a Lamborghini? No, that's just stupid. Well, let's borrow money and go buy a property. And if you could do 100% money from somebody else, wouldn't that be best? Yeah. So the question is this money really yours anyway? You're going to mortgage most of it. So how do you get the down payment? There are other techniques and strategies. Remember, I started off 6 kids under 6 years old, and I was already behind on my credit cards, and I created a magnitude. I bought in the first 3 years, about over $10 million in property. I did not have $10 million in my pocket when I bought them, I guarantee you. Does this make sense? There are ways to do this. I looked at this property, the numbers made sense. So let me ask you something. With a property like this, what's your offer? What?
700,000.
$700,000. What's your offer?
500.
How much?
500,000.
$500,000. What's your offer?
Numbers make sense, I just go with the listing price.
Numbers make sense, I just go with the listing price. Tell you what, when you're looking at property, man, this is golden stuff. You're not writing notes down, you're not paying attention to this, you're missing the real power here in what I'm saying. If you're paying attention to what the list price is, you've missed the boat already. If you're judging on what to offer based on what I'm showing you here, you've already missed the boat. Because the listing price has nothing to do with what you offer. It should have nothing to do with your equation. And when I said the numbers made sense, it wasn't off of the listing price. It was off the numbers that I was going to offer. I created a whole different magnitude. You see, I'll show you. Remember, I'm the master at negotiations. I teach negotiations. I negotiated this property. Here's the actual warranty deed. I put on the T3 Holdings. Why did I put on the T3 Holdings? Just side note. Why did I put it under T3 Holdings?
You want to separate it from your own home.
Separate it, so it's good strategy for asset and protection. Why T3?
It sounded like you have T1 and T2.
It was all about my kids. Twins 3. We were doing everything to create a magnitude of results for their future. This was 15 years ago. And I have 3 sets of twins, so twins times 3. This is all about that. Here's the price tag on what I paid for the building. Is that a little bit less? Realized listing price had nothing to do with it. I went in there, crunched the numbers, and decided what made sense, and offered what made sense to me in the mathematics. Yes?
Why did they sell it at that price?
I didn't hear you.
Why did they sell it at that price?
Why did they sell it at this price?
Yeah.
Because I'm that good. Magnitude of reasons. Only here's what I'll tell you. When you look at, this listing, do you know what the owner will do? See, the challenge is with all of you, you're judging whether to place an offer on this based on that piece of paper or that listing or something that you saw on the internet. And you have no idea of the motivation of the owner. You have no idea why they're selling. You have no idea on what they're willing to do to move the property. You go on that, go, oh, no, that doesn't work, and you jump out of the game. Get in the game. Watch what happens. I jumped into the game. You see, now maybe I was just young and stupid. Maybe I had no idea what I was doing, so I was just playing the game. Man, be young and stupid. Because here's the rest of the story. So I got into the game and I bought it for $372,000 and change. And here are the results. List price was $765,000. I purchased it $372,000. I held it for 2.5 years. This was designed to be a buy and hold, and so I was holding it. There was a time when I decided it was time to sell. So 2.5 years later, I sold it. All during that time, I spent about $2,500 in repairs. Anybody here in construction? You saw the building? What kind of repairs did I do for $2,500?
Not much.
It was a net, who here knows commercial? It was a net lease.
Oh.
Who here knows what that is?
Triple
net lease.
Yeah.
Right. It means that the renter was responsible for everything inside. It was a brick building. I had to take care of that brick and this roof. The roof was a rubber roof. I patched it 2 or 3 times. That's all I did in almost 3 years. Cash flowed over $2,000 a month. Every single month I owned it. Do you think it was a good deal? At the price I bought it at, not the price that they were listing it at. The price that they were listing it at, it wouldn't have cash flowed me anything. Matter of fact, it would have cost me every month. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
With debt servicing. And the result was I sold it for $685,000 2.5 years later. I netted over $300,000 on this one deal alone. I think I was hooked on real estate. Yes. Understand, what did I do? Remember connecting the dots. What did I do to get in the game? What did I do differently than most people were willing to do?
Action.
This is really key. Took massive action, looked at a ton of properties to find the one. I placed an offer that was ridiculously low. At least that's what most people would call it. I just called it, I crunched the numbers. I could justify the number I gave. It wasn't just a random 50% off deal. That wasn't how I do things. I could justify why that lower number. I then turned to him and said, how do you justify the other number? Here's the rent roll, here's the amount of money that it could bring in, how could I justify paying you more? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There are other negotiation strategies we'll go into at another time. Extraordinary life, continuous. Have I proven to you that you can create an extraordinary life by doing some of these techniques and living life differently? Have I shown that to you? This is the deal. I created a different life. We travel. Here's my 6 children, my family of 8. Now, I gotta tell you, we travel. That's where I spend the majority of my money because I just love traveling with my family. So we travel. We probably take about 5, maybe 6 vacations a year. Who thinks that is a great life? Yes? About 5, 6 vacations a year. We travel all over the world. Here we were in Sicily and Dominican, and here my wife and I are in Ireland. last year. All these were from the last year. Here we are, we were ATVing in Dominican a few years back. But we were just there, last month, matter of fact. We travel an awful lot. Here we are in the Indian Ocean. We were in South Africa hanging out. We travel a lot, and realize when I travel, it's not just myself and my wife. It's myself, my wife, my 6 kids, the nanny, the chauffeur, the nanny's boyfriend, because we have to make everyone happy. It's an entourage, and it's the only way I know. One of the greatest things in creating a great life, my kids now is several years later, and all my kids are college age. My youngest now are 17 years old, about to turn, or youngest is 16, about to turn 17 next month, and the rest are 18 and 22. So they're all in that range, and one of the biggest joys I had was my 22-year-olds when they went to college. And they were looking, so they were about 16 and they started looking at colleges, and I said, I'll pay. Your undergraduate is on me. It's one of the things I dreamed of being able to do when I first got started in this journey, and one of the things I wanted to give them. I wanted to be able to give them that opportunity where they could study anywhere in the country or actually anywhere in the world, and they didn't have to decide based on price tag. That they could just go where it felt great for them, where it was really a connectivity for them. I've been able to do that now for all my children. Been able to create that opportunity for them, and it's one of those privileges and one of the reasons why I've created what I've done. What's your why? What's your reasoning? What's the reason to create this abundance? Whatever it is, let's get busy and let's make it happen, because I know for each and every one of you it's possible. Want to create more sales, more customers, more profits, more opportunity. Chris Phillips did that. He was a truck driver by night and a real estate investor by day. He had just started in real estate. Now imagine you're driving a truck at night and you're investing in real estate during the day. How much sleep are you getting? Zero. The guy looked like the Walking Dead. It was sacrificing his kids' lives. It was sacrificing his children's lives because in relationship with his spouse, he had no time to do anything other than just keep moving. And he was creating a magnitude of negative results. So I got him to quit his job. He came on board and came to our seminar. Who's interested in coming to our boot camp? Raise your hand up high. Who's interested in spending a few more days with me? My seminar is 3 full days of just me. You might want to change your mind, because what will happen is a magnitude of results like we're getting here. He came to the seminar and within 30 days quit his job. Over the next year was able to do 3 rehab flips, which was a low piece for him. 12 months, 3 rehab flips created $150,000 in profit in his pocket. In addition to that, he had a side business that he was pretty much dumping, and we developed that as well. Would that be okay? So we developed that other business, which now gives him a passive income of over $100,000 a year just with his side business that we built up in just a couple months. And he continues to do that today. Results in his first year working with me, over $220,000. We would like that kind of magnitude of change in their life. Raise your hand up high. Now it's your turn. It's your turn to be a Maverick. We've got the event coming up. This is the Maverick Selling Business Builder Boot Camp. In this boot camp, we teach you the techniques and strategies on how to be an entrepreneur, whether it's real estate game or other businesses, and how to do both. Most of my clientele have multiple streams of income. They have multiple different businesses. Real estate is just one of the pieces that we work on. And here's a quick videotape about the event. Maybe. There we go.
Maybe it's time you started doing things differently. It's time you learned and implemented proven ways to double your income. It's time for you to attract more clients, earn a larger income, and achieve the results you deserve. The Maverick Selling 3-Day Bootcamp will give you the positive advantage you need. You'll be coached by award-winning international speaker, Mr. Finck, best-selling author of How to Become a Sales Maverick and Double Your Income, and founder of the Maverick Selling System. The Maverick Selling 3-Day Bootcamp will train you to exactly achieve and maintain these results guaranteed.
If you find yourself saying, I want to do better, I want to do a lot better.
Walk over
Or
broken
you
glass.
know down in your soul that you can do better, that you can experience better, that you deserve better, that you want more, a lot more, then this is definitely for you.
I think this event's a real step up for anyone. It's going to change their life in so many ways, and the way they do business, and in every aspect of what they want out of life.
All the exercises we did every day, and everything was comfortable and safe, and it was a wonderful experience.
If you want to make a change and are willing to cooperate with Paul and to take that initiative and put that work in, then this is definitely for you.
In this exciting 3-day event, you will learn proven ways to double your income. You'll learn to create a detailed plan specific to you and your business to quickly raise your income and profits. You'll attract more clients, increase sales, and create higher profits, results you can be proud of.
Hi, I'm Paul Finck, and I'm the Maverick Millionaire. I am a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm a trainer. I help people move past all their blocks and their fears to be able to sell themselves, their product, their service, their company, their vision, so that they can attract clients, they can attract prospects, they can convert more sales, and they can actually create a life of business.
You'll discover strategies for you and your specific business that you can start today that will significantly grow your bottom line. Not only is the boot camp informative, it's also a lot of fun. Isn't it time for you to start doing things differently? Expert coaching towards your highest goals, your highest achievement in business. If you want to double your income, build your business, and get the lifestyle you deserve, join us at the 3-day Maverick Selling Business Builder Boot Camp. Take charge and change your life. Sign up for this amazing training event right now. You'll love the results, guaranteed.
Who might be interested in that? Raise your hand up high. Awesome. Here's the rest of the story. We're going to give you lifetime tickets. I want to sweeten the pot for you. I want to make sure that this is a no-brainer for each and every one of you. You see, I don't make my money on getting you to the boot camp. Everything else pays for my lifestyle. Everything else pays for my existence. Only I want you to have a little bit of skin in the game, so we're going to have you pay for the tickets. However, I want to make it as sweet as possible. So I'm going to give you a lifetime ticket. Does that make sense? So you're going to pay for the ticket, and you can come back to the boot camp. I have this boot camp several times during the year. Every single year. I've been running this for over 8 years. I think we're 9 years now running these boot camps. Every single year you can come back over and over and over again. I've got one client that we know has been there over 30 times. I know that's crazy. They've been sat down there for 3-day boot camp, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 3 full days, 30 different times. Why do they do that? Well, for that particular client, I did create over $10 million in profits for them over the last 5 years. So they just keep coming back. They keep making more money. Wouldn't you? Who here would come back if they knew they were making more money every time they did? Their testimonial is every time that they come back, they learn something new, they get a new nugget, they create something different in their world every single time. So going back, now here's the other thing I'll tell you, the 3 full days is only me on stage. This isn't like a sell-a-thon, it's not multiple speakers there moving products every single hour. It is only me on stage giving you core content on how to change your life. Who might be interested in that? Raise your hand up high. Now we're giving you a lifetime ticket. In addition to that, I'm going to give you one extra ticket. That's for a guest. I encourage you to bring a spouse or a business partner. Spouse or business partner, the people that you're going on this journey with, you want next to you, and you want them next to you at this boot camp. So absolutely. So I'm giving you 2 tickets for the price of admission. You're getting 2 lifetime tickets. Who here thinks this is a pretty good deal? Yes? Now, let's go one step further. 1 extra pass, bring a spouse, and you're also going to get a VIP networking party, all part of the package. For our VIP members, you actually get a special night where we bring in food. It's a cash bar, and we hang out for several hours, just the small group of us. Who here thinks that's a pretty good time? So we get to actually talk turkey, be real, have real connection, have a real communication instead of me on stage the whole time. And me and my whole team will be there with you the whole night. Good stuff? So you're getting a free meal as well. And who here knows that I'm having a little bit of fun up here? Yes? Who here realizes that this is my passion, that this is what I would do every single day just because I love doing it. This is who I am. No matter where you see me, no matter where you experience me, whether it's here, whether it's out on the street corner, whether it's at dinner with my family, whether it's on the beach, in an amusement park, whatever you see me as, you'll experience the same guy. I don't change. It's always here. It's always me. You're also going to get a real special package. This is the Maverick Selling Business Builder Boot. This is the Maverick Selling System here. This system is this complete black box. You'll see it outside, and it includes all these beautiful books. These booklets here, they actually have the transcriptions of over 11 to 12 hours of training. 11 to 12 hours of coaching that are all in here. That creates a 28-day system. 28 days, you have audio, you have transcriptions. Oh, and by the way, you have workbooks in here, you have exercises in here to really get clear with what I'm saying so that you make it yours and you create your playbook of life. You can go through this whole system, 28 days to create your personal stretches, design your ultimate targets, design the Maverick you that's inside of you, create your daily routines, how to implement them, put them into your life. Who knows that they need a little help with time management? Yes? Absolutely, there's a whole time management system in here. Take inventory of what's working and what's not in your life. All this is included, so you're getting all this with the tickets to the event as well. 28 days, take charge of your time, maximize your results, and also getting control of your emotions. I gotta tell you, it's one of the greatest things I teach people is how to get control of what's going on inside of them. Because when you're screwed up inside, guess where it shows up? All your communications, all your dealings. You're messing up opportunities because you're stepping over yourself. I help you get clear with all those communications, all within the system. So you're going to get the 8 books. All this is transcribed, and you're going to get, this is really key, the key to success. This is your magic piece here. This is a USB that has everything in it. You're going to get this black box, you're going to have all the books inside, and then right over here you're going to see the key, and all you're going to do is take the key out of the book, put it into your computer, and you'll have the PDFs of every book, you'll have all the audios and all the videos right here, downloadable, able to be utilized, able to be put on your iPod, able to be put on your phone, able to be put on anywhere that you want, and utilize it what's going to work for you. Does that make sense? Is that great? Absolutely, the key to success is part of that. You want to grab hold of that. You're going to get the Maverick Selling Business Builder Bootcamp. You're going to get a ticket to that. You're going to have lifetime access. You're going to get an extra ticket for a guest, which is going to be your spouse or business partner. You're going to have the Maverick Selling System, which is all right here. It's a 12-step process, audios, videos, transcriptions, workbook, and the key to success is all part of this. All of this for normally $997. Now, even for $997, who here knows that that's a pretty good price tag when we're talking about 2 tickets, when we're talking about lifetime? Yes? Now, how about if I give you a little bit something special? Would that be all right? Who here wants something special? Raise your hand up high. Are you sure? Can I get some? Hell yeah! Yeah. Here's the special deal. Normally $997. Instead of that, you're going to get all of this. Instead of $997, I'm going to drop it down to $497. We're going to cut it almost in half. $497 so that you can actually get to the boot camp, you can get this information and make all this happen. Who here might be interested in this? Raise your hand up high. For those of you that are interested, go ahead, raise your hand up high.